The following stories are inspired by documented paranormal encounters. Some locations and identities may have been changed to protect the people involved. These stories may be disturbing for younger audiences, and listener discretion is advised. This podcast is based on true events.
Hey y'all, I'm B, she, they.
Hi, I'm Dalia, she, they.
Hi, I'm Brandon, he, him.
And this podcast is based on true events.
Welcome to episode 16?
Probably.
16. It is 16, yeah. I just edited episode 15 last night. You guys heard that. You guys will have heard that last week. Hope you enjoyed it. That was definitely one of my favorite episodes we've recorded so far.
Mm-hmm.
Had some really good stories, like from all of us too. I think that had a really good balance of stories.
I really liked yours.
Yeah, I really liked mine too.
The one with the exorcists.
Yes, the Indiana's
two of them.
exorcist. There were multiple exorcists in there, so I get it.
So I listened to them the day that they come out, and then I don't remember anything else.
Yeah.
So you say episode 14, and I'm like, yeah. Yep.
That's an episode. They all blur together for me for sure.
They
so
do.
I get what you're
They're
B's
great.
philosophy is just smile and wave, boys. Just
Pretty
smile
much.
and wave.
Pretty much. I sit and look pretty. It's my job. I'm pretty good at it.
Period.
Yep.
Well, let's do our vibe. I hope, and all that to say, I hope you guys like today's stories as well. I like mine.
Say something nice or I'm coming for your kneecaps.
Yeah.
In what way? Never mind. So vibe check, guys. How are we doing today? I'll start. You guys it was so funny because it was like, how are we doing? And both of you just looked at each other as if you were a million miles away.
How are we doing?
Staring at me.
I don't feel safe.
And so I stare back because I don't know what to say.
Vibe check. I'm definitely feeling a lot better than I was last recording session because I know, being the one who edits our podcast, I know for sure I talked a lot about, I'm so nervous. I feel fine. I feel fine now. This is our 4th recording session. I think I'm finally getting into the fucking groove. Okay, sure.
Hell yeah.
Meanwhile, I just had some coffee in the form of a Frappuccino from McDonald's, so I don't know if you can even call that coffee, honestly. And I'm feeling anxious.
Bumbabilo Frappuccino.
I'm feeling extra autistic today.
Yeah.
Extreme.
With cheese.
feeling a little unmasked.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
good.
So this should definitely be a great
You know what the
episode.
problem is? I've not smoked any weed today.
Yeah.
Well,
So you're getting the tism.
we love you unmasked and masked, but we love you unmasked.
Thanks.
The mic.
My boobies hit the mic, my bad. I was trying so hard to be like, okay, don't hit it. And then,
They have a mind of their
My
own.
bad.
I get it. Yeah, no, same.
That's probably what it was every time. Like
it was
every
probably my tits.
Every
My bad.
time I am editing the podcast and I hear the like of like the mic being hit, I'm like, it's B. B just adjusted in their seat. Like,
Yeah, now we know. It's my boobs. My bad. I'll start wearing a fucking minimizer.
well, yeah. So I'm feeling great. We just got done catching up as to make like a little bit of a shorter stint to the stories for you guys today. Had some really good tales. You should have been there for real.
Yeah.
One of these days when like we get big enough to have like a Patreon and stuff, we should do bonus episodes where that's just what we do is catch up. Like that's just the episode.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
That'd be fun.
Because everybody's obsessed with us. and they
Everybody,
wanna hear
yeah, absolutely.
everything
Oh, yeah.
about our lives.
Me specifically for some weird reason.
Yeah. The man.
The white man.
The white man.
No!
The cis white man.
the cis white man. That's even worse.
It's me.
Our golden retriever boy.
We love our residential white man.
I
Yes.
prefer to look at myself as a basset hound boyfriend.
Yeah, my Brandon is the golden retriever.
Yeah,
Your
for
Brandon,
sure.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, this Brandon is over here.
I do. I'm fine with that. I have droopy eyes. I know that, and like I'm very lazy. I know that, and I love a good basset hound. So I'm happy with basset hound.
I love a
I'm
good
happy with
basset hound.
being a basset hound boy.
It's their ears for me.
Oh, they're so
Just-
good. I miss Flash and Toby. I used to have 2 basset hounds growing up in high school named Flash and Toby.
They were the sweetest.
B knew them.
My boys.
Yeah. Remember how Flash would lay
My only
like he was
friends.
dead? Flash would lay on the ground.
good.
Yeah. Flash would lay on the ground and just like be sleeping so deeply you couldn't tell he was breathing, and then you would be like Flash, and his tail would just thump, 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 thump. It's like, all right, cool, he's good.
Mm-hmm.
No, good dogs. I miss them.
Motherfucker was slower than molasses.
Oh yeah,
Me.
and happy about it too.
Oh yeah, just fucking. Oh my god, that dog was blueberry jam personified.
That's adorable.
Just happy as could be.
I love that. I sometimes will think we should get a dog, but then I remember dogs got to go potty in the middle of the night.
Toby was a menace.
We don't have the lifestyle for a dog,
Dogs.
unfortunately.
Excuse me. We like our sleep.
That's great because I got that dog in me. So
He's the residential dog.
I'm your scary dog
The
privilege. I got
sometimes
you.
dog.
Papa, my dog. What's that? Check with me if you want something.
So how are you guys doing
The
today?
scary dog privilege. Why would you
Slob on my
interrupt me?
knob, like corn on the cob.
Thank you. Check in with me.
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a lovely trip back home. Got to see some family that I haven't seen since I was 10 years old.
Oh shit.
So that was a lot of fun.
That noise was me, by the way. My water bottle hit the mic stand.
Was it like awkward at all, or was it just like boom?
It was a little bit at first because I didn't recognize a couple of people, like my cousin Brian.
Mm-hmm.
But my cousin Summer, we were best friends, inseparable, until I moved states. And so when she saw me, she come up to me and just gave me a great big old giant hug. And I missed you. How are you? Da, 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 da. The problem was she was the only one in the house that I could not get to stop using my dead name.
Oof.
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 Yeah.
Even the older generation that was there had no problem.
Damn.
That's impressive.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Now my
Wow.
grandma and my great aunt that passed, they had a memory book up for her. I did sign my dead name in that book because she didn't know me as B. You know?
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
I didn't realize I was one of her favorites too.
Oh?
Really, really. So my lovely Aunt Patty, sorry, I know. Don't yell at me for flipping my cup while I was talking.
Oh, you're fine. Oh.
My Aunt Patty, she was really into bracelets. She was that bitch. Always had her bracelets on.
Mm-hmm.
And she had some picked out to give to me after she had passed. Those bracelets are what she was wearing when she passed, and they were still given to me.
Holy shit.
So I got some strong auntie energy bracelets.
Hell yeah.
I love my aunt. So that was cool, but it was a good trip.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Danny will be here in just a few days. They'll be here Wednesday.
Yeah?
Holy shit.
Super excited.
Cool.
Very excited.
Is it the first time that they've come? Or
That they've been here, yes. I've gone to see them twice, but this will be the first time that they've come down here. And I only go for for a long weekend.
I don't even know if that got picked up or not.
But they're coming for a whole week. I sure hope it didn't, because otherwise...
B's just sitting there flipping the Wendy's cup that they have.
Yep, my bad.
No, you're good. I didn't notice it, but I'm sure I will during editing.
I get so comfortable talking that I don't even think about it. That
No,
I
I
forget
get
the
it.
mics are
Which
here,
that's
and
what
then
we
I'm
want.
like,
you
damn,
should
wait a
feel
minute.
comfortable.
Yep. Dahlia, how are you? I missed you. You look beautiful today.
Oh,
You look
so
beautiful every
sweet.
day.
Oh,
True.
thank you, sweetie.
You have like a glow about you today.
Do I?
Yes. In comparison to like the last couple of times. Yes.
It's probably the Frappuccino.
Probably
Probably the
Frappuccino.
frappe.
Yeah, coffee.
It's like
She's vibrating at a frequency that glows.
you look rested. Is what I mean.
It's definitely the caffeine.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that caffeine actually affects.
I wish. I
Same.
abused it.
So much so that recently I had an Alani at 2 p.m. at work, and I couldn't fall asleep till 2:30 a.m. on a work night. So I will never be drinking caffeine in the afternoon again unless it's like tea, because tea, I don't know
That's
why,
crazy.
That
but
doesn't count. Tea doesn't count.
Tea has caffeine though, so I
It
don't
does,
understand.
but
maybe it's because it's like I drink so much water with it that maybe
that's possible,
it
yeah.
doesn't. I
Maybe.
don't know, because a frappuccino, or a frappe, sorry,
Yeah.
a frappe, it doesn't have that much water.
Right.
If any.
The Frappuccino was just an iced coffee with crushed up ice cubes.
And like,
By the way, them fall menus are coming out at coffee shops.
yeah.
Pumpkin spice. I love pumpkin spice.
I had a pumpkin spice donut the other day because a coworker brought in. Well, he brought in one, and he was like, "Hey, do you want half of this?" I was like, "Absolutely, I do." And so I ate it, and I was like, "This is the best thing I've ever had in my life." I didn't even think I'd like it.
You didn't tell me.
I forgot until just now.
I love pumpkin spice donuts.
Yeah, until somebody says pumpkin spice, it like activated the sleeper cell in me. Oh,
Because I also want to try the apple cider donuts.
I'm not a huge apple fan. Well, I love apples, but I'm not a huge apple flavor fan.
I don't
usually.
like cooked apples, like the texture with like the syrup and stuff. But
That's
I think
true.
I would like an apple cider donut. I don't know for sure though.
Also, she may just be rested too. We went to bed like at a decent time yesterday because we have a long day today.
We do. We're going to a wedding after this.
Right after the recording session. My cousin's wedding. Should be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anything else before we get into today's first story?
I don't think so. I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right. Well, again, a question for my intro. Do you believe in curses?
Yes.
Yes, this is something that we've definitely talked about before on this show. I knew that
Wholeheartedly.
as I was writing it. And I think we came to the same consensus is that...
That was the lip smack for me. Please continue.
I think we all came to the same consensus, right? That's not... Curses aren't exactly a territory any of us want to dabble in ever.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Because as Dalia has said, it comes back on you, and not a lot of people are, like, ready for that.
I'm not prepared for that, that's for sure.
Yeah, I won't dabble
I
in
do
that
not
shit.
have the defenses up to be playing with that shit.
Which, speaking of that, I follow a lot of, like go-see witchy stuff on our podcast TikTok page, which go check that out. It's just TPIBOTE on TikTok.
Please. Period.
Please.
Please.
But, so much, like, there's been a couple different videos that have come up that were, like, talking about people who tried, like, witchcraft and, like, paganism and stuff and what have you, and went back to, like, religion, and it's like, no, because what you did is you tried to curse somebody and do that, and you weren't ready for shit to come back for you. You weren't, and just that kind of stuff, yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I see that. I can see that completely.
Absolutely.
But either way, not that kind of stuff, not something that any of us really ever want to dabble in, as we've said. However, what if you find yourself subject to a hatred so old that its origins remain unclear to you?
I'm gonna go find somebody that knows more than I do, and I'm gonna beg for help.
Well, for the family in this story, this is what they're going through. As told by the show A Ghost Ruined My Life, I give you the story, The Family Curse.
Real quick, A Ghost Ruined My Life sounds like a slice of life anime title.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. It's made by Eli Roth, actually.
Oh,
like the director. Like
interesting.
his whole thing is like, I make scary movies all the time, and I wanted to do something with like real scary stories, and they're very well produced and stuff. So if you can check out that show, check it out. If not, you have us here.
Sweet.
So, the tale, The Family Curse. Southern California. Brianna lives in a house with her mother, father, and 2 brothers that have been passed down from the women in the house to her mother, like for generations. According to Brianna, it seemed ordinary, just like any other house. On Brianna's 18th birthday, her tia Luce, I believe, Luce. It is Hispanic. I think she pronounced it Luce or Luce. Luce, I believe, is what she said.
C's sometimes come off with a ch.
Yeah, Luce.
I'm pretty sure she said Luce in the
Whatever you
show.
prefer.
Either way,
Yeah.
her tia or her aunt Luce gifted her with a rosary. It was Luce's very first rosary that she had received from Catholic school growing up, and it was even older than Brianna's mother. Luce told Brianna that the rosary would protect her and to keep it close. A bit confused as to what her aunt meant, Brianna nevertheless thanked her aunt graciously, and then later on just kind of tossed the rosary into the drawer of her nightstand. While Brianna was raised Catholic, she confesses that she never really bought into the idea of a higher power. The whole thing just wasn't for her, and her parents often had to drag her out of bed on Sundays for service. From that day onward, strange things would start happening in Brianna's house, like immediately. The very next day, while she was home watching her brothers, well, more accurately, she was laying on the couch texting friends hoping to not be bothered by her brothers, that her parents were making her stay home from hanging out with a friend with in order to watch. She suddenly hears the sound of something shattering in the kitchen. She calls out, asking what had happened, but getting no response, she huffs herself off the couch and trudges into the kitchen. In the middle of the kitchen floor, she sees a single plate lying broken. Thinking that her brothers must have broken the plate, she marches outside to where they were kicking a soccer ball around, they're kicking a soccer ball around with each other, rather, to ask which one of them had broken the plate. While still playing, they asked what she was talking about. She told them they were not supposed to be running in the house, and they told her that they had not been in the whole time. They'd been out there the whole time. Not really believing them, but not wanting to deal with it either, Brianna goes back inside to clean up the broken plate. As she's doing so, however, she suddenly hears static as the TV in the living room turns on. She goes into the living room and turns it off thinking, great, now the TV's broken too. But as she sets the remote down and straightens back up, the TV turns on again, showing static. Not like the typical snowy static either that we're used to seeing in like horror movies and stuff like that. But while the usual white splotches of static would still go across the screen, there was still enough black on the screen that Brianna was able to see her reflection. But wait, hold on. Brianna stares at her reflection on the screen confused. It looks as if she's staring at the reflection of her own back. Like her reflection was facing away from her.
Nope.
As Brianna continued to look at the odd reflection, she could also almost swear that the gaunt visage of a girl would appear in the white of the static. And was she going crazy? Did the sound of the static start to sound more like a wailing noise? Like a crying? As Brianna's parents announce they return home, she looks away briefly from the TV at the sound, and when she looks back, the TV is off, and her normal reflection stares back at her. No static, no wailing. As Brianna goes to help her parents bring in the groceries, she can't help but feel like something is watching her from somewhere in the room, almost like it's been waiting to see her reaction to this. One night, not long after, Brianna is talking to a friend on the phone when she catches a glimpse of a person out of her window on the second floor. It looks like a young girl in a tattered white gown was just standing outside of her house in the front yard. Wondering what she was doing there so late at night, she went down to check it out. Walking outside, she doesn't see the girl anymore, but goes to look around the area where she had just been sighted. Near where Brianna had just seen the girl standing in her yard, she discovers a small mound of dirt, almost like a large anthill is what it looked like. At the top of the mound was a small crater, and in this crater, Brianna saw what she said looked like teeth.
Ugh! Sorry.
She hears what sounds like the giggle of a little girl in the distance and jolts her flashlight up to look around the yard, but doesn't see anyone. Confused and a little creeped out, she aims the flashlight back down at the mound of dirt, only to see that the teeth that had just been there were gone now. After going back in and explaining to her mom what she had seen, her mother assures her that everything is probably fine. But for a moment, Brianna feels like her mother is acting a bit strange, looking at the window a little bit too much. Later that night, Brianna wakes up to the feeling of being pinned down in her bed, like someone was sitting on her chest. She opens her eyes to the sight of messy black hair falling over her face from above. She can make out a wide, dark-ringed eye staring into hers through the tangle of dark hair and goes to scream. Before she can, however, she feels a hand clamp down hard over her mouth, muffling her. As Brianna struggles against the thing sitting on her, screaming as loud as the hand over her mouth will allow her, it holds a blackened, clawed finger up to where Brianna assumed its lips were and starts making a shh sound. This went on for what seemed like eternity. before suddenly the thing was gone. Brianna sat up in bed gasping and sobbing from panic and terror. Having time to think now that she was freed from the thing's grasp, Brianna recalls the figure to look really similar to the girl she had seen in her yard earlier. And maybe even the girl she might have seen in the TV static a couple days ago. Skinny, wearing a tattered white dress with long black hair that went past her knees. She tries to talk to her friend about her experience, like her friends at school, but how do you explain this kind of thing to people without sounding crazy, right? This leads to feelings of loneliness, which I can only assume didn't have a positive impact on how things were going. One night, Brianna is about to step into the shower when she thinks she hears the sound of a baby crying. Turning the water off to listen, she finds she can't hear it anymore, but when she goes to start the shower again, she notices that the water that started pooling up, that the water from the shower she had started pooling up at the bottom a good bit. Great, she thinks, drain must be clogged. She reaches into the cloudy water to unclog it and starts pulling out the culprit. Long, greasy black hair, too long for anyone in their house. Grossed out, she throws the hair away as the water drains from the shower. But as she stares at the drain where she had just pulled all the hair from, Brianna watches horrified as a thick, dark red liquid starts to quickly bubble up through the drain. She jumps up and presses her body to the bathroom door, but as she blinks, the blood-like substance vanishes. It's at this point that, while Brianna has never shared her parents' religious beliefs, she starts to think that maybe she should. That night, she takes the rosary that her aunt had given her out of the drawer of her nightstand and wraps it around the knob of her bedroom door. She hopes that this will keep the girl that she had been seeing out of her room. That night, she wakes up to the sounds of clattering, banging, and wailing around her house outside of her bedroom. In the corner of her room, she thinks she sees someone, partially illuminated by the moonlight filtering in through her window. But when she goes to turn on her bedside lamp, she finds herself alone in her room. Brianna starts to sleep on the couch in the living room, being too afraid to sleep in her own room now. Her mother, seeing this, asks if everything is okay, to which Brianna replies that she doesn't know. For a brief moment, it almost seems like her mom wants to tell her something, but seems to decide against it. Brianna feels like whatever has been tormenting her has been steadily getting stronger and becomes determined to understand what is going on. She takes to the internet and finds that while describing her situation, the word that keeps coming up the most is poltergeist. Things being moved around, electrical problems, seeing things, it all describes her situation to a T, at least she thinks so. And it seems to feed off negative emotions, which is why it wants to keep you scared. This is her logic, this is her thinking. But why this house? Why her? As she continues her research, she hears the faint sound of scraping wood behind her. Turning around at the family computer, she watches as a chair from the kitchen slowly slides around the corner and into view. As she continues to watch, the chair stops and starts to rotate to face her, revealing that a small doll sits in it.
No.
Cautiously, Brianna approaches the chair and picks up the doll. It looks like a porcelain doll of a girl with her lips pressed in a frown. The doll was covered in dirt. As she lowers the doll, Brianna sees the entity that once stood on her front lawn and held her down in her bed, sitting in the chair before her. The girl sat with her head lolled over to one side, the skin around her mouth and eyes looking blackened. And as Brianna stood there frozen from fear, she watches as the girl's mouth drops open and emits a scream. Brianna ran into her parents' room terrified out of her mind, but her parents just told her she must have been having a nightmare.
Oh my god.
Brianna says she stayed awake in bed all night that night because she could feel the girl watching her from the corner of the room and felt like she had just been waiting for her to fall asleep so that she could, quote, get her. Despite the terror, Brianna still tried to live like a normal 18-year-old. One night, she found herself in a dream about arriving home from a date with a guy she had been talking to. And in the dream, her arm starts to violently itch. As she looks at it, she could see the shape of a cross burn itself into her arm. In the dream, she screamed and rubbed at the mark trying to get it to go away. Looking over at her date, she finds that he was now replaced by the girl in the white dress. The girl then poked her in the eyes with her clawed fingers and Brianna woke up. Apparently, Brianna had been making enough noise in her sleep that night for her mother to come in and ask if she was okay. As Brianna told her mother about the dream, saying that she could still feel the mark on her arm, her mother made a thoughtful, as her face looked worried. But once again, her mother had insisted it was all just a nightmare and told her to just go back to sleep. Not long after, Brianna accidentally dropped her phone off of her bed one night. As she comes in, she just plops down, and her phone just bounced out of her hand, goes onto the ground. You know how it is.
Yep.
So, as she reaches over the bed to retrieve it, Bree felt a clawed hand grab her wrist. The entity then proceeded to pull her off of the bed and under it as the bedroom door slams shut. One day, Brianna noticed something sticking up from the ground on her lawn where she had once seen the girl stand.
Hold on, pause. How the hell do we go from it pulled her underneath the bed to we're back on the front lawn?
Nothing else happened. It pulled her underneath the bed. She was able to get out.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, okay.
So it was more the act of her just
scaring her.
Scaring her, yeah.
Okay.
So, one day, Brianna notices something sticking up from the ground on her lawn where she had once seen the girl stand. When she looked out a window that night, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bringing a small hand shovel, she starts digging and soon reveals a small scrap of white cloth tied in a bag with string. Untying the bag, she finds within it a clump of dark black hair sticky with something red.
Sorry.
She takes it inside to her mother, who freaks out and demands that she take it back outside. And after doing so, Brianna, now sure that her mother was hiding something, demands answers. And finally, Brianna's mother reveals that the women in their family had been cursed for generations. When her mother was younger, she would see the apparition of a child, charred and blackened, watching her from the foot of her bed. So, her mother went to see a bruja, which Brianna describes as a, quote, Spanish witch doctor, and was told that they had a curse put on their bloodline, and that the only way to rid themselves of the curse was to take some of their hair and blood, and I believe teeth was mentioned as well, tie it up into a little bag and bury it in the yard, or bury it in the earth, specifically. The bruja also advised Brianna's Aunt Luce at the time to carve the symbol of a cross into her wrist to serve as protection from the curse. Brianna's mother hoped that the curse would just pass over Brianna, and that's why she hadn't said anything until really pressed. In reality, in reality, there were plenty of warning signs that the entity had been haunting Brianna. I just think she was too scared to deal with it. I put that in there because I was really frustrated at that point.
Yeah, I believe you.
For obvious reasons.
Yep.
I'm really
frustrated.
With everything now out into the open, Brianna's Aunt Luce decides to do an egg cleansing on Brianna. Brianna describes this as being where an egg is dragged over the person and broken into a cup of water, and depending on how the insides of the egg looked, you can determine if anyone has wished evil on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can use egg cleansing for a lot.
Yeah. I've heard of it a couple times, but the jar, I skipped ahead. As the inside of the egg fell into the jar, the women in the room, all three of them, start hearing a high-pitched, blood-curdling scream fill the air around them. The jar then flew across the room and shattered on the wall. After this, however, the haunting seemed to calm down. 9 months later, Brianna's mother would give birth to a baby girl. But in the months leading up to the birth, the happenings seemed to start back up again. And this time, things would happen more in broad daylight, too. Brianna fears that her little sister will become the next victim of the family curse. After the birth of her sister, Brianna would wake up frequently in the middle of the night from dreams involving her sister and the entity, and she would just run in there to check to make sure that the baby was okay. Sorry, I'm realizing now my notes were a little broken at this point, and that's why the speech is a little weird.
You're good.
Eventually, through all this, Brianna turns to the church for help. She acquired some holy water and incense from the church and was excited and hopeful that they would protect her baby sister. After her parents left to run some errands one day, Brianna anointed the baby with the holy water and lit the incense throughout the house. As she finished, she knelt over her baby sister to soothe her crying. And at that moment, all hell broke loose. A book flew off of the mantle, striking Brianna in the back. As she looked around the room, the light started to flicker, and things around the room vibrated like an earthquake was actively happening in the house. Wind blew around her from nowhere, and pictures flew off the wall. As Brianna looked down at her baby sister on her blanket on the floor, she realized that everything around her was meant to be a distraction. Looking down, she sees the clawed, charred hand of the entity reaching out from under the couch and pulling the blanket with her baby sister on it closer to the couch. Brianna quickly scooped up the baby and backed across the room from the couch. As she fell over and backed herself up into a corner, she watched as the entity crawled out from under the couch, inching closer and closer as wind and objects continued to fly around the room. Brianna screamed repeatedly at the entity, "This is my home! This is my family! You are not welcome here!" But the thing continued to crawl towards her unperturbed. As a glass flew across the room to shatter on a wall near her, Brianna pressed her face into the crying baby in her arms, gripping her tightly. She refused to allow this thing to harm her sister. Soon, Brianna heard the click of the front door and looked up to see her parents returning. The entity was gone, the lights were back to normal, but the room still lay a mess. This was the final straw for the family. Brianna's mother had decided that the curse had gone on long enough. They sold the house and they moved away. Thankfully, it seemed the entity left them alone. It did not leave with them. To this day, Brianna still takes precautions against evil, making little charm bags for herself, having her aunt perform occasional cleansings on her, and the like. She hopes that by telling this story, she can help people who have found themselves in similar situations so that they don't feel as alone as she did. She leaves us with a final statement. Don't let these entities dictate your life, because that's exactly what they want.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. No, that done pissed me off.
Sorry I got a little bit just jumbled up towards the end there.
No, that's okay. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just imagine having this curse put on your family and you knowing about it. And then your kid starts, Your
kid starts telling you, hey, I'm seeing shit around the house. Because she was telling her exactly what was going on. The mother would just go, and then not say anything.
Gaslighter. It's a nightmare. Imagine. What?
No, it was very infuriating because, what do you mean you knew about this the entire time? What do you mean? Yeah, and didn't tell me. Didn't even try to help. You see me losing sleep, not sleeping in my room because I'm so terrified. And you're just like, I'm sure it's fine. She's a teenager. She'll get over it. What's wrong with you?
And then once it starts affecting the infant, then they want to move out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's gone on long enough.
The oldest
now.
daughter, that wasn't enough. Now the baby, oh, you went too far. Which,
well, the thing is,
I can understand. But
sure, but this is their fourth kid. I don't know. It's you have a girl. It's affecting her, but now that it's affecting your second girl, now there's so much that I'm so upset about for this. You know what I mean? Because this could have been taken care of.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're telling me? I get wanting to hold on to your family home or whatever that's been passed down to you from generations of women in your family. But if all it takes to stop this is leaving, it sounds to me like the home is what's cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently they found out they couldn't find out it was so long ago they didn't know anything about how it started. I have a theory that just now popped into my head after all this, that what if there was a home dispute and that's what this all came down to? What if this home somebody thought this home was rightfully theirs and was I don't want that family to have it, here's a curse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that sound what do you guys think?
I think it's a possibility.
Yeah.
I think the hair and the teeth and the burn is weird.
Mm-hmm.
I understand there are different ways to get rid of curses, but only one person had to do it before, right? And that to get rid of it, was it the aunt? Who was that again? Or was that part of the?
So the mother did the ritual, but apparently every woman in their family had to do this.
Okay. Yeah, that.
Because they would just go after the next one when they came out.
And then you knew this. You knew how to get rid of it. And you didn't do anything for your child. That's the thing that's getting me.
No, I agree. And then there's the fact that they did that egg cleansing. It sounded like they did it to see if she was cursed too, from what they were saying. Which, like, I'm thinking there are other red flags that I'm seeing. Like, I get maybe you want to make sure, but like, I'm pretty sure it's affecting her. Yeah, you know what I mean. B, any thoughts? You collected yourself? That's a no. All right.
People are petty.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a million ways that it could have started.
Sure.
But why was leaving never a thought? Why was it... What happened that it was assumed that it was all of the women in the family and not the house? Because I'm assuming it was the house or the land if they left and they've not been fucked with anymore.
The only thing I can think of is if none of the men were ever affected by this entity. Which, sexist, but also...
And it sounds like it was passed down through generations, so that's just like it was an assumption passed down that was turned into truth for some people.
I almost wonder if it was like an adultery curse.
Ooh.
You know?
Because they said it happened so long ago that they don't know when exactly it started.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's only affecting the women, maybe? I don't know.
That's a
I could contemplate forever.
No,
I hate that we don't know.
Yeah.
But
final thoughts before pictures?
the mom pisses me the fuck off.
No, yeah, that's
Yes.
so frustrating. Because there were plenty of times, where you could have said something.
Just actively chose not to protect
Yeah.
your precious home.
Like
That's
I,
what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
I understand waiting to tell kids things until they're old enough to understand. I got 3 of them. I get it. She's 18. She could have been known.
Yeah.
You could have told her years ago to give her the heads up.
Which, like...
Hey, by the way, Mom's going to sound fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but... just giving you a heads up.
Which, like, another thing I've noticed, why did it seem to not start affecting Brianna until she was 18, but it started affecting the baby, like, immediately?
Fear, maybe?
I guess. Another thing that springs to mind is, like, frustration that... Also, it didn't seem like they got rid of it at that point. It just was like, fine, you guys know about me now. I'm just gonna quiet down. And so maybe that's... part of it is like because it was never like properly dealt with right then, it was able to
Band-aids were put on it.
Yeah.
Rather than it being actually dealt with.
No, for sure. All right, I have a couple pictures for you guys today.
I'm ready.
All right, this first one is of Brianna. She was the storyteller in this, so this is what happened to her. By the time when this came out, she stated that it had been 5 years since they lived in this house, so I think she was around 23, but still 5 years, that's still pretty fresh. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's her.
That infant is in kindergarten now. That's
crazy to think about. And then this next one is a few pictures together of the actress who played like the little girl, like this entity, right? So this is what she looked like. This is what the entity looked like that Brianna had been dealing with. And like I couldn't get enough good pictures of like what was going on in the actual show. But so like the one on the right, that's of her like she's just in the outfit, and it's like a picture like, oh hey. Like, but yeah, so that's what not a fan of seeing that around my house.
No, she definitely looks like a scare actor.
Yeah,
but, I mean, that's
no,
for
I
a
agree.
show, so
right, and she doesn't have like the hair down to her knees that was described and like was shown in the show a couple few different times.
her hair's brown.
Right. But yeah, not that documentary series always get like depictions correct, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Dalia, how many stories do you have with us? Or with us, for us?
with us.
How many stories are with us in the room right now?
Plenty. After that one, fucking plenty. Okay, so I have one story, and I'll go ahead and start here.
Sure.
So these next allegedly true encounters, so it's one story, but it's multiple encounters.
Okay.
Occurred for our OP on Reddit when they were younger. I'm going to begin this one differently, starting with the comments which depict 3 separate encounters, and then I will move on to what was the main post. And I think it is the scariest encounter by far, and from what I understand was the latest encounter out of all, what would be 4.
Wow.
Okay.
So I want to go in kind of order here, and it wasn't posted in order.
Okay.
So I call this set of encounters fear, helplessness, and desperation.
Okay.
That's an inside thought. Sorry. Please
So
continue.
let's get into it. Okay. The 3 encounters are as follows. When I was about 14, 15 years old, I had a nap on the couch during the day after school. I woke up and went to get some water when, in the corner of my eye, I saw someone in the corner. I spun around, and as I did, this figure charged towards me, like I could feel the rush of it, with what seemed like hands outstretched towards my neck. In a panic shock, I actually just dropped myself down to the ground and curled into the fetal position because I genuinely thought there was a man in my house launching an attack, laying curled on the floor with my hands protecting my head and waiting for a blow that wasn't coming. Confusedly, I looked up to see no one. I was still alone at home. Was kind of awkward just getting back up and going about my day then. So we're jumping right into the action
Yeah.
with these stories.
Yeah, I see that.
There's
All right.
There's no build
It gets worse.
Yeah, it does. Okay. So, I believe these all take place in the same household, but we'll see. One day, when I was maybe 15, 16 years old, I was going upstairs to my room. At the top of the landing is the bathroom, my sister's room, and then my brother's. My sister was in her room, her bedroom door open. I was maybe halfway up the stairs when I saw a shadowy sort of figure walk from my brother's room. He was in the hospital during this period of time, across the landing and into the bathroom. My sister was standing in her bedroom brushing her hair, looking in a mirror, which faced out towards the landing, and as the figure passed her room, she called out, "No! I'm about to use the bathroom!" I'm notorious for long showers. I was still standing on the stairs, kinda shocked, and she came out of her room and looked towards the bathroom and then at me on the stairs, kind of confused, and was like, "I swear I just saw you walk into the bathroom?"
Oh.
I just shook my head and didn't say anything, so as not to scare her. When I was 16, my mom, and she does say ma'am because this is for a different country. I believe it's Ireland. I can't quite remember, but I think she says
Mom.
later on. So my mom was out at the pub on a Saturday night. Brother was in the hospital again, and so it was just me and my sister at home. It was maybe around 10 p.m. and we were chatting in her room when all of a sudden I heard doors opening downstairs. We always keep all the doors shut. And drawers opening and closing and like cutlery rattling, like someone was unloading the dishwasher. And then what sounded like 3 or 4 steps of someone walking upstairs, then back downstairs. At first we assumed for some reason the neighbors were very loud tonight and it just sounded like it was downstairs in our house. But maybe 15 minutes later it happened again. My sister was ready to call the guards while I went downstairs armed with a golf club, thinking there was a break-in occurring. When I got down the stairs, all the doors were open and the lights were on, but nothing out of place otherwise. I turned the lights off, shut the doors, and went upstairs. 15 minutes later, the same thing happened again. Lights on, doors open. This repeated again, and eventually I called my mom and said we needed her to come home. She told me to stop watching horror movies. Anyway, she came home around midnight, laughed at us for being silly, and went to bed. Not long after, it repeated. We got up to wake up my mom. She called us scaredy cats, thinking our imaginations were running wild, and just told us to get into bed with her, which we did. And of course, it all happens again. And this time she hears it and looks at me like, "What was that?" I was like, "I told you." We both went down, doors open, lights on, and Mom noticed the back garden lights on too, which haven't been turned on in years. We again shut it all down. We got up maybe 3 more times together to investigate and never found an explanation. eventually decided that nothing more we could do and just ignored it and went to sleep. All was normal the next morning. Personally, that would have gotten me. I wouldn't have slept.
No, yeah.
I wouldn't have slept that night.
Wide awake.
Yep. So, now we're going on to the title post here. And it was actually titled originally when I was 17. So
Okay.
this is in order here. This is something that I experienced about 9 years ago, and I have this feeling I'll experience it again. It was a normal night. I was laying in bed. I wasn't sleeping. Just sort of thinking about random things, but my eyes were closed. Suddenly, I felt a shift in the bed, like someone had sat down on the end of the bed. I opened my eyes and saw what appeared to be my boyfriend at the time sitting on the end of my bed, staring at the wall to the side of me. I was confused and felt a little scared because he was meant to be at home, which is a drive away from me, and we didn't drive, but here he was sitting at the end of the bed. I thought, well, he had been having arguments with his dad recently, so maybe he got a taxi over, but it's the middle of the night and my family were sleeping, so how did he even get in? And why was he silent at the end of my bed staring at a wall? This thought process happened much quicker than it reads. Nervously, I called out his name, and as I spoke, he turned to face me and no longer looked like my boyfriend. Its neck stretched from the end of my bed up to the top so that his face was directly in front of mine.
Oh.
But its body still faced the sidewall. Its eyes were wide and lidless, and it just stared. I felt fear, helplessness, and desperation. And then it pulled its head back slightly, and it was gone. And I wanted to yell out for my mom, but I was too afraid. I was too scared to move at all. I laid till morning, till I heard my mom come downstairs from her room, and then I got up to meet her in the landing. I told her what happened, and for weeks after that, embarrassingly, at the age of 17, I would not go back to my room. I slept beside my mom or my sister, and they collected things I needed from my room until eventually I decided it had been long enough. 9 years on, I can't help but feel like I'm waiting for its return, whatever it is. I want to add that this isn't my first strange experience, as we now know, because I read the ones before. And I have shared experiences within my familial home, but this was completely different, and no, I definitely wasn't sleeping. So, another user commented, "This is so incredibly scary. Where did you live at the time this happened? I wonder if there's some kind of local lore that could explain this entity, but it sounds like something more than just a ghost or demon." To which OP replied, "Hi, a small village in Ireland. There are some stories from the area, such as one about an RIC policeman that drowned in the river haunting the Wolin Mills. The haunting was actually mentioned in an old conservation report of the mills. By walking around," and there's a lot of parentheses here, but this one says, "Through the years, I've heard a number of stories from different people about the particular part of the village, but it was always a woman that was seen. A hotel that's not too far off, considered haunted, but there was a small battle in which Irish rebels lost, which prompted an execution of prisoners in a nearby village as a deterrent from further rebellion, and your typical stories of banshee and fairies, none of which feel relevant." So that was just a little bit of the background of the area they live in.
Okay.
Yeah. So, thoughts?
When you live anywhere other than the United States of America, there is so much history and so much culture.
No, for real.
In the buildings and in the land. And I understand that there is here as well, but white people fucking ruined it.
No, for
Anyways,
sure. Absolutely.
But anywhere else. So it's just like, damn, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
When you are when you are somewhere that is so historical. Old. Yeah,
Something
just
so
old.
Yeah. Where things have just been happening for so much longer than and not that things haven't been happening in our region, North America, for as long, but I can only imagine that
our country's not even 300 years old.
Yeah, for real.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, what I'm saying is before the US was here, there was natives and stuff like that, and they had their own rich culture that is insane.
That's what I meant when I said white people ruined it.
No, yeah, for sure. But no, what I'm mostly thinking of is and I could be wrong here, but I don't think I am, that, like, native people didn't, like, as densely populate the land as, like, people do now because, you know, obviously, like, birth rate and things like that. But, like, so there's just, like, and then you have, like, I know I'm saying like a lot. I'm very aware of it. I apologize. And then you have lands in, say, like, the UK or Japan or whatever that are not only, like, smaller of a mass, but just have so much have had so much going on since they were founded centuries before, like, our country, you know? Mm-hmm. No, it's insane. I love it. I love the history of that. And I've long said I ain't fucking with, like, specifically, I won't fuck with a Japanese ghost. Nope. Just because there are so... I am more likely to believe anything that somebody tells me supernatural happens in, like, a country that's not the U.S. Because I'm like, you know what? That seems more plausible to me. There's so much more that's happened. Yeah. Like, not just, like, spirits of the land, but spirits of the people who have inhabited the place for centuries. It's like... I'm feeling like a broken record now, but it's crazy. I love that kind of shit. No, those are crazy. Old giraffe neck on the bed.
Yeah.
Old giraffe neck.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Not too big of a fan that it took the form of their boyfriend.
Yeah. Not yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm right there with you. Not a fan of that.
'Cause, like, you were saying that as, like, why is my boyfriend here? And my brain immediately went to adult me. So I'm like, because I'm an adult, I was like, oh, probably my parents may drove over and they're like, but we can't drive. I was like, oh, right, 17. I was like, oh, right. Uh-oh.
I mean, I was driving at 17, but everybody's different.
Like, no, yeah, I get that. But
I didn't
get
my license until I was 17.
But, like,
he drove me around everywhere.
Yeah, that is true. I remember that.
That's funny.
It's fucking Ford Ranger.
That would that's back tires would fucking like swerve in the fucking rain, the smallest amount of rain.
Brandon be driving on the highway, gas, right? But then he's listening to a song and is tapping his foot on the brake pedal to the song. So we're going.
Do I still do that?
No.
Okay, cool.
I think I would have probably holler at you if you did.
No, I'm specifically thinking of there was a specific turn on the way home from school that we would always take, and whenever it was rain, no matter how slow I took it, I'd fucking swerve.
Every time.
Every single time.
Every time.
Ooh.
Yeah. The littlest bit of rain. It was crazy.
Yep. Yikes.
The fucking Ford Ranger.
The fucking Ford Ranger. No, those are creepy, scary, and good. I liked those.
Did you?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad you did.
Old giraffe neck.
Old giraffe neck.
No, but jokes aside, that's terrifying. Not a fan of that.
So, I actually have some surprisingly lighthearted photos for these stories.
Ooh, Beautiful. Let's see them.
So, for the first photo, go ahead and send it here. I have a screenshot of YouTube videos that come up when you search golf club self-defense. Because of how OP came down the stairs of the golf club.
I love that.
You know what?
Intending
Valid.
for something.
You know what?
It's
Valid.
actually, I watched some, and there were actually some pretty good tips as to why you should use a golf club. You know, not easier to grab, easy to grab like a fucking baseball bat.
That's true. Well, not easier to yank out your hand because you got that grip on your part, I
right.
assume, too. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's actually like pretty heavy duty golf clubs. Like
for
pretty
sure.
freaking heavy duty ones. Yeah. So it's a very popular defense weapon, which makes sense. So
when I moved to Ohio, Dalia, I earned the nickname Louisville Slugger from my grandmother because I was at the neighbor's house across the street and we were swinging golf clubs, hitting the balls. I was like 10 years old. And that bitch was standing right behind me, and so when I swung that golf club back, whoop, boom, smacked her right in the fucking eye. She had to get stitches, cracked her open.
Oh!
Yep.
Oh, that's
so
rough.
golf clubs? Yeah, great.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even trying to hurt her.
Holy shit.
Yes, I would agree.
You just sent a ghost to the group chat.
I just sent the ghost to the group chat, too.
Oh, you sent the ghost to the group chat.
No.
My bad.
B did, but I also did.
Okay.
That was
I thought
like
it was on purpose.
when
so
we first moved and we were in that house on Vents
I remember
where
the
Connie
house,
lived.
yeah. I remember the house vividly.
Yeah, it was the house literally right across from us that had like that open grass.
Yeah.
That
Pretty
one.
house.
Yep.
I have a second photo.
Okay.
For the second photo, I have a picture that all of us sitting here know entirely too well.
Oh no.
Oh.
Any guesses as to what the creature on the bed reminded me of? With its stretchy neck and lidless eyes.
All I could... I'm so sorry, but...
Is it a Beetlejuice reference?
Is it? It's not a Beetlejuice. Okay.
Is it a horse girl? I don't know.
So, unfortunately, I could only picture this unknown entity.
Oh!
Oh, don't. God damn it. It's the
After
unknown.
attempting to find a photo that better matched the
That's
description.
actually kind of
You know,
perfect.
yeah, that does work.
So,
I'm mad that works.
Only thing, so it's the unknown from Dead by Daylight for our listeners.
Yeah.
OP did not mention the eyes being hollow, just lidless, but just imagine the unknown with eyeballs, and that is basically the image I had in my head for whatever the fuck OP was experiencing.
I'm not a fan.
The
Don't like it.
unknown with eyeballs.
That somehow makes it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does that make him worse? I don't like
Yeah.
it. All I could... I'm so sorry, but all I could think of when the elongated neck, like, face over hers was, got any games on your phone? It was like, not the time.
Funny though.
Funny. but-
Funny.
No, yeah, those are good stories.
You got any games on your phone?
Oh my god, can you imagine if they add that to the unknown's like voice lines? I'd lose my mind.
it was like
I think I would start playing Dead by Daylight again.
Yeah.
You haven't been playing either recently?
I haven't played in months.
I haven't played
Me
months.
neither. We haven't.
I don't
yeah.
think I've played since like last November.
I have so many DLC packs I gotta fucking get because I want
Same.
I want Springtrap and all that when I do get back on.
Yeah, for those of you who
But-
don't know, Dead by Daylight is an asymmetrical horror video game that you play online with friends and stuff, and we all play together, or we used to play together when we actually played.
I didn't. The Walking Dead in Dead by Daylight?
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that.
I never got into Walking Dead,
Me
so
either.
I can't
I'm
tell
not
ya.
a huge zombie fan, though, to be fair. Zombies don't do it for me.
She's looking at you because your thing is zombie.
Your name is Zombie.
Yeah, because the B
But I
is
don't like
Brandon.
zombies.
I'm not a huge
I
zombie
say it to
fan,
him a
but
lot.
B is zombies on Brandon.
And this is the response I
Yeah.
get every time.
But no, like zombies and me just aren't my thing, really. Usually,
See, I love like Zombieland. It depends on like it's not about the zombies; it's about the friends we made along the way. You know, it's about the plot.
Zombieland is a fantastic movie.
It is, and I love The Last of Us. Oh god, it wrecks my shit. But I love The Last of Us.
I haven't seen it.
Really, you haven't played it either?
me
Good
either.
shit. Good shit. I don't think he would like it very much, but
Yeah.
it's really fucking good. And I started watching the show.
I love me
And
some
I know
Pedro Pascal.
I started watching the show, and like even if you know what happens in the game, it still will wreck your shit because they add some shit in there too.
Yeah.
like there's true to the game, but then they add some stuff that's like makes it even more heartbreaking. And I had to stop after an episode and I haven't picked it up since because it ruined me. Like my whole body was like just my muscles. Oh, it was bad.
Watch The Last of Us. Heard. It's on my list.
You like that shit too? Then,
I
right?
do.
The shit that makes
Anytime
you, like,
someone
feel...
tells me that a show had that kind of reaction to them, or for them, whatever the correct word is,
Right.
I'm like, it's done. I gotta watch. That's why I started watching Dandadan.
Yeah.
Because someone had told me that they were on an I think it was you guys, actually. You were
It was the
On
we,
an
We
episode
quit right
and-
before that episode. We still need to pick it up.
Yeah, that I was like, all right, bet. I want to watch that. Fucking great anime.
You know what you
No,
should
it's
watch?
a great anime. We love, and we. Our problem is that like we'll be like we don't feel like watching the next episode today, and now it's been months.
Yep.
Now the second season's out. We still haven't finished the first.
Don't
season.
ask me how long.
It's my
Brandon and
fault.
I-
You don't feel like watching
It's
it. I
my
could go
fault.
all night.
Don't ask me how long Brandon and I have been watching Attack on Titans.
That's fair.
My Brandon.
Real. I still gotta
I-
finish that shit. I'm scared.
When I tell you we have been on season 4 for the last 2 years. Because we just I don't know. It's a good show. It's not that I stopped watching it on purpose.
No,
It's
yeah.
just-
As I grow up,
Yeah.
I've just started being like I'm not gonna force myself to do anything
Yeah.
because I know that if I do, I'm gonna start hating it.
Yeah.
You know.
So, speaking of shows that make you feel, I have a 12 episode anime for you.
Perfect.
that made my body, like, I was in bed for a couple of days with, like, body aches. Like, my muscles got so tense, I was crying so fucking hard.
Oh,
Like,
I love it.
I
Gimme.
got some spasms, too. Angel Beats.
I think I've seen Angel Beats.
I've heard
Angel Beats wrecked my...
That sounds
Shit.
really
That was on my to
familiar.
watch list, and then I became how I am, where like emotional media like fucks with me so much, and it's a detriment to my health.
Mm-hmm.
Like I actually get really bad heart palpitations anymore, especially like if like more of a thriller thing happens.
Yeah.
To the point where and it's gotten bad enough to where like I can't sleep.
Damn.
And so I unfortunately can't get into those kind of shows really anymore. Like I have to pace myself with things like that.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you.
Right.
Well, it's really good.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't rewatch it. But it's
Speaking of
Fuck me
movies
up.
we can't watch, have y'all seen fucking Terrifier 3?
No, I won't watch body horror.
I'm not a Terrifier fan.
Don't.
Yeah.
I just
won't.
watched it. I watched it because I wanted to see it.
Why?
Is it bad?
The first death in the movie is a child. That's all
Yeah,
I'm gonna say.
I knew that.
Oh.
But that's my thing is I won't
Yeah.
watch the Terrifier movies because like gore just isn't my thing. There's not really a story. It's mostly a conduit for gore.
Yeah, and I enjoy gore, but I think that was a bit much for me. However, I say that, and my partner Chris, it's like his favorite fucking thing in the whole wide world. He loves the Terrifier series.
See, yeah, I know. I don't like body horror. Like, it's a phobia
Yeah.
of mine,
Yeah.
so I can't watch a lot of gore stuff. Which is funny because I straight up grew up on, like, the Saw series.
Right,
No, yeah. I don't
But
think
as I get older, it's worse.
Amanda.
I don't think I could rewatch the Saw series in the same love that I definitely couldn't rewatch the Rob Zombie Halloween thing because like there's just certain things that like get me more. I think as I get older, things become realer for me, and so certain subjects I'm like
Yeah.
I can't touch that anymore.
You're not invincible anymore.
Yeah.
Especially in today's state.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Is like I'd rather watch things that make me feel good.
Yeah.
That's why I'm about to. I mean, the crispness is in the air again. I'm about to start rewatching Over the Garden Wall for 18 times in a row again.
See, I'd agree with you, and I do to a point, but I'm currently obsessed with the Hunger Games again, so
Right.
I can't agree too much.
Right.
Because for some reason, that rebel shit, I'm like, fuck the government, fuck out all that
The
shit.
Hunger Games
And I
feels like
just-
it's a documentary at this point.
Yeah.
Is it a docuseries?
It's a
It's about
docuseries.
us?
Yeah.
Damn.
This song's about us!
All right. Well, B, what have you got to end us off today?
I got a good story about helping people out when you ain't got to.
That's all. It's always a form of helping somebody out, and I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. But there's always so many ways you can word that when like B has a story about helping someone out.
Yep,
And
pretty
you know
much.
what? We need more of those, so it's fine
Because my thing, kindness is free.
for
And
sure.
It's the best way to spread love.
Yeah.
Just be kind. You know what I mean? You gotta be an asshole. Anyways, the OP titled this story From Strangers' Caring Hearts Down to an Orphan Blind Girlie Who Needed Kindness.
Okay.
Life has a peculiar way of showing you its quiet miracles. Sometimes they come wrapped in the smallest gestures. Sometimes they arrive when the night feels endless, when hope seems impossible. My life has been stitched together by such moments that whispered to me that even in darkness, there is light. I had just finished my first degree in biomedical engineering. I was standing on the threshold of everything I had imagined, my heart full of dreams and ambition. But life shifted in a single brutal instant. On the day of my graduation, a car accident stole my sight. Just like that, the world I had known, the riot of colors, the subtleties in faces, the effortless joy of seeing someone smile, was gone. My carefully constructed future, the one I had labored toward for years, crumbled into shadows, leaving me lost, untethered, and raw. I remember the silence after the accident, the kind of silence that swallows you whole. I felt small, invisible. I questioned everything, my worth, my purpose, whether I could ever walk forward again. And then kindness arrived. A classmate, a young man just stepping into his career, saw me floundering in that darkness and reached out. He offered to pay my school fees and support me as I retrained in special needs education, Braille, music, and Swahili. His generosity was not just a gift of money. It was a lifeline, a tether to hope, a reminder that even when the world takes everything, there are people who give without hesitation. He reminded me that light can return even after the cruelest night. But life was not done with me yet. Just as I began to find my footing, another wave crashed over me. The landlord told me I was behind on rent. My friend, the one who had been supporting me, was diagnosed with cancer. He could no longer help. I was alone, again, teetering at the edge of survival, unsure how I would navigate even the next day. And yet, someone else stepped in. Another friend, quietly and steadfastly, offered his support. His kindness steadied me when I could not steady myself. It reminded me that even in the coldest, darkest corner, there are hearts willing to lift you, to see you, to believe in you when the world has turned away. These moments have taught me that true kindness is rarely loud. It doesn't need recognition, applause, or reward. It arrives quietly, persistently, and its impact reverberates in ways words cannot fully capture. It heals the broken, lights paths that we thought lost, and restores faith when despair seems endless. I remain endlessly grateful to friends, to strangers, to every person who offered me even the smallest flicker of hope when I was drowning. Their kindness did more than sustain me. It reshaped me. It taught me that even in the deepest shadows, light exists, and that it often comes from human hearts reaching out without expectation, and until I can stand on my feet, I remain hopeful. I continue to rest in the comfort of the kindness of strangers. I just graduated again in special needs education, and I can't wait to overwhelm people with kindness. I share this story not to ask for help, but to remind anyone reading, the smallest act of kindness, the gentlest word, the quietest gesture, can save a life. It saved mine, and it continues to.
Damn. Right off the bat, landlords are leeches.
Mm-hmm.
So, I love my landlord.
Yeah.
I have a private landlord, and he is super fucking cool. So, like, my husband's been out of work for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
He was assaulted. There was facial surgery. It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Rent's due. So we call up my landlord, like, hey. Anyways, y'all don't need to know all my business like that. But he's really cool. He always works with us, and we make it happen. In the general, I agree. Yes, landlords are leeches. But I like my landlord.
Imagine telling someone who just recently had an accident that made them blind that, hey, by the way, rent's due.
Yeah.
Life goes on, buddy. Like, oh, I hate people. But I'm glad things seem to be going well and that, like, things turned around. Because that's a hell of a fucking triple whammy.
Yes,
damn.
It really is. Because trust me, I'm right there in it too, in the thick of it. Mm-hmm. We've not had an income for the last month and a half.
Damn,
I get it.
Shit.
Let's see. What did I grab for pictures?
What did you grab for pictures?
My nerd's about to show.
Show it.
Because the picture that I'm sending you is a Magic the Gathering card called Helping Hand.
I'm more of a Yu-Gi-Oh guy myself.
I had to.
That's you know what? Whatever works, right?
My cat is looking in my soul.
I also would love to take this opportunity to recommend that y'all listen to the spoken word poem Instructions for a Bad Day by Shane... how do you say his last name? Koikazan?
Oh.
I'm not sure. Kocyzan, I believe. Fantastic poem. And it talks a lot about allowing yourself to let those walls down, to accept that help, because that's hard to do. Especially for me. I know that I can be prideful a lot of times, and I don't want that help. And all of my friends and family are like, you're drowning, we're here, take my hand. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck you guys, I got it, and then I don't got it.
Mm-hmm. So it's... I understand that to a point, because it's really hard for... At least it used to be a lot worse. It has always been really, really hard for me to ask for help.
Oh, yeah.
And it has taken my family... consistently being like, no, we're going to help you. Mm-hmm. for me to be like, I do want this enough that like I'm willing to accept this help until I actually have accepted help.
It's at the point where we're having a benefit next weekend, and that's the first time I've said it out loud to any of my friends. Nobody knows. We're having a benefit next weekend to pay our bills and shit. Like, it's bad.
Where's it at?
That I don't know for sure. His
Not that
mom
you
set it up.
Have to publicize it to
Yeah.
Well,
It'll be somewhere local.
By the time this is out.
Yeah, it'll be done and over with.
Right.
She was able to get some like cool baskets donated and stuff to raffle them off and things like that. So that'll be fun. But
that's cool.
That's what I mean when I say it's hard.
Yeah, I didn't know
to
any
be
of
like,
this. That's...
Exactly, my point. But that poem is really good about encouraging you to just kind of let those walls down and let people help you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time doing that sometimes because in the past when I've asked for help, it gets hung over my head.
Yep.
So nowadays, I'm really worried. Excuse me.
So
weary about that.
Fun fact: my semicolon tattoo that I have, the sun that's around that, the mandala sun I drew, and I took it from that poem. I originally wanted it to say "Always there is light around it," with the semicolon, but then I decided just to leave it there. But that's one of the. That's anyways, it's a great poem. Highly recommend it.
That's great.
Bullshit, yeah.
I listen to it often.
Oh wow. Well, I guess on that note, thank you guys for listening to us today. Really appreciate it. As always, love having you here. Kick your shoes off, stay a while, go on to the next episode if you're binging these in the future. You can check us out on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Not Twitter though, because
Fuck Twitter.
Fuck Twitter. I think that's the. Oh, we're also on YouTube in case you're more of a visual person. There's not much more visual, but we've got like a little like audio wave going across. It's like accurate to our voices. If you want to just stare at that for hours, like
He
those are
worked
fun.
really hard to get that audio wave there.
It took a lot. I
take
found a
advantage of
place.
it.
But
Hey, that's how I listen to the podcast. Is I go on YouTube.
yeah.
And I throw
You
that
can see
bitch
the
up somewhere,
pictures.
and and that's why I do it, so I can watch the pictures.
Oh yeah, and we put the pictures up on there too. If you also want to see the pictures that we showed each other today, they are on our Instagram too. They will be in the selection of pictures that is this episode.
Aren't they on Facebook as well?
Yeah, they're on Facebook. They're everywhere. They are on everywhere. But I go to Instagram because like you can flip through them. On Blue Sky, they are like in like a collage almost. Just because that's the easiest way for that to happen. But yeah, you can check those out. They'll also be on TikTok. I don't know why I singled out Instagram, thinking harder about it. But yeah, so check us out on social media if you want to see the pictures that we showed each other this week. If you have your own personal paranormal experiences that you would like us to read and to read on here, you can send those to TPIBOTE@outlook.com. If you have a paranormal story, make sure it's for Dalia in the subject line.
No H.
No H. And if you have a wholesome story you want us to read or want B to read, put for B in the subject line.
2 E's.
2 E's. And you may be hearing it in a future episode. Also, make sure to rate and review our podcast wherever you can. I know you can review us on our Facebook page, and you can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, and you can rate our podcast on Spotify. It really does help because the more of those we have, the more they get like shown to people's like feed and stuff like that. So yeah, do that. If you want a way to help us out, that would do it.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you. Yeah, anybody else got anything to say before we wrap up? No?
Ready to rock and roll.
All right. Well, once again, thank you guys for listening. And as always, this podcast was based on true events.